we are back. This is like take number, I don't even know. We got our pieces in the back. I always liked when YouTubers have it in the back, so we're just trying it out again. I got this Nana piece I really like. That a lot of conversations about Nana this MomoCon. Um, I mean, I'm here for it. I mean, I'll talk about Nana any day. I love it, but it was unexpected. So got this really cute skip and loafer style like La La Land. Really love that piece. But you don't care about my adventures in Momoka. You care about Samurai Champloo. That's why you clicked on this. It's the 20th anniversary. I've never seen it before. First time reviewing this. The plot of Samurai Champloo is Fu, a waitress at a tea house, rescues two skilled swordsmen, Mugen and Jin, from their execution. In return, they need to help her find the samurai who smells of sunflowers. I'm probably going to say most of the positives and maybe the negatives that everyone else has said since this come out. So, apologies if I don't have anything new to say about this. But probably guessed it, probably already talked about, but Nujabe's score, it's really good. I like it a lot. I'm sure there's like video essays about it, so I don't know how much I need to go into it, but I just love the lo-fi ambient sounds. I also really love. I saved this to my playlist. I also love the melancholy like early 2000s style like ending track of Minmi. It I think that's like a really good track, and it tells us a lot about Fu's like her growing up and such. So I like that it has a little story to it as well. You probably heard this before as well, but I think Studio Manglobe's animation, it's gorgeous. I love the colors and the lighting techniques that are used in this, and yeah, yes, the action is dope. The direction as well. I think my favorite shot is where Mugen is he's moving through like the afterlife, and it said so much about how these masked figures had a similar upbringing like Mugen, and are just these forgotten like faces moving through the afterlife like assembly line. Speaking of Mugen, I really liked the parallels between he and Jin. For Mugen having like poor upbringing, and Jin having a very privileged upbringing, but ultimately they both are betrayed by their loved ones and end up in the same spot. Like I liked that commentary on class and how it it doesn't matter because we're all like human beings. Both are really well written. They're both really flawed people, and I like seeing their growth like at the end where you probably ever seen Samurai Champloo, like the ending where they end up is like kind of end up at the same place they're going. It was just really solid, and they like find same with like Fu as well. They find companionship in each other, but still have a new perspective to go on their own. It was also just pretty sick to hear Kazuya Nakai voice Mugen. I'm also like a sucker for like those end of the era where these characters are now that there's no need for samurai. Like I always like stories like that where people are just like really lost on where to find their purpose now that the world doesn't need that's their specific type of skill sets anymore. I also liked the different variety of villains we had. Like we had the villains that were just your generic like crazy type villains, like the ones that fought Mugen at the end. But you also had some characters that had a little bit more to them, like that samurai that fought Jin at the end, or Sarah, I believe her name was, the blind assassin. Like you have characters that have a little bit more depth to them. I don't really know if these are positive or negatives. I'm still like mixed on these type of feelings, but I will say the writing was the weakest part for me in the first couple of episodes. Like the guy with a messed up face and a thief stealing for his sick mother were just storylines I've seen many times before, and I don't. It just didn't do much for me. I'll say I like them a little bit more after seeing the whole series because it once I started learning about how the show was kind of about the themes of class, it was starting to make a little more sense, and I enjoyed my time more in the second half of episodes. I really loved the graffiti episode, and the baseball episode was a lot of fun. And like I said, the blind assassin episode was awesome. There were still some episodes I just really didn't care for, like I just thought that episode with the student that becomes evil and fight Mugen. I thought that was such a. I've seen that type of storyline like thousands of times. It didn't really offer anything. Or like the human trafficking episode with the artist. I don't like that episode either. So there's some episodes I just didn't really enjoy. But let's get into the negatives now. Um, Shinichirou Watanabe, I have seen majority of his work, and ah, this might be a hot take. I don't know. He just doesn't feel the strongest at writing female characters. I'll say they're better than like a lot of anime. Definitely your typical harem or power fantasy series, but I just feel Fu feels more of a story like point for the plot than an actual character herself. Does that make sense? Honestly, she felt similar to my thoughts on Carol from Carol and Tuesday. Besides, like like Carol doesn't get kidnapped a lot. But I felt that a part of their storyline was their they feel more in service of the story and they feel more in service of developing other characters rather than them getting development themselves. And I find that a little annoying because I feel like we have so much going on with Jin and so much going on with Mugen. Like there's so many layers to their characters where Fu feels I feel like she should have just as much going on, but when she has her own storylines, they don't involve just her. They involve like the development of our characters, not development for herself. My final rating for this is I still really enjoyed this. I it just doesn't quite get there for me. I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. It's it's close to an 8. I think what draws me back is I think Fu takes a back seat. Like I said, if she had a lot more going on, I would definitely give this an 8. Um, but with her on top of there were just some episodes I just really didn't enjoy in the first half. So that's drawn back for me, but I would still recommend this. I still enjoyed it. I get the appeal. And yeah, that is it for me. I hope you all stay cozy, and I will see you all for the next review. Hopefully, we get another one out here next week.